friends, it's Tonja here from Fairway, and today I have the honor of sitting down with a local real estate legend, someone who's helped shape the very foundation of this community, Mr. Ron Kuker. He's with the Kuker Company, and for decades, Ron has been a trusted name in Lampasas real estate. He's a survivor in more ways than one, and someone we can all learn from. So whether you're a new agent looking for inspiration or a longtime admirer of Ron's work, this one's for you. So let's jump in. Hi, Ron.
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you too. I have some main interview questions I want to ask you, like how did you get your start in real estate and what pulled you into the career?
I actually started 40-something years ago. Animal science degree, got into the federal land bank system, ag lending, and I was up in the McKinney area, and all the business was going on. That was the hottest area for real estate, and all my friends were in real estate, and I was making loans for them, and they were making the big dollars, so they lured me into the business. So 1983,
And you still
I jumped in full force, yes.
So you've been a part of the landscape in Lampasas for decades, like you just said. What's changed the most since you started?
I'd say mainly the ruralness of Lampasas. You know, I guess I opened this office in 2003 actually. That's when I opened this office in Lampasas, and at that time I was actually the youngest realtor in town. And now, 20-something years later, I'm the oldest realtor in town. So what I've seen is the growth of Lampasas, the growth of Lampasas County, because that's actually grown more than the city itself, and the increased number of real estate agents, of course the increase of price, but that's everywhere. But mainly it's we're seeing the decline of the larger tracts of land into smaller developments.
So what's something about this community that's made it always feel like home to you since you've been here so long?
Yeah, I mean, I moved here in 1962. I actually met my wife in 64 in 7th grade. Tried to propose to her then, but it didn't work.
Oh.
I had to wait a few years to get married to her. But, you know, we grew up here, so it's just been a special place. So we had an opportunity 20 years later to move back, and we did, and brought 4 kids with us and established ourselves here.
Do you have a real estate deal or a client story that stands out over these years?
Yeah, we had a transaction, I guess, during the rush of 21 when everything was selling. And I think the disappointment in a lot of sellers is they signed contracts to sell right before, a month or two before the big increase hit. That would have been like January, February of 2021. And so I had this large ranch that was for sale. It was overpriced. Nobody wanted it. I was about to lose the listing. Finally, we secured a contract on it at a little bit lower than asking price. And then 2 months later, we were trying to get ready to close, and it was an estate. So one of the sellers passed away. Then we had to wait, and we had to go through probate, and that took another 3 months. So long story short, by the time we got to closing, from a February contract to an August closing, we could have sold that same ranch for 30 to 40% higher than what we actually had it contracted for.
What would you say is the secret to your longevity in the business? You're still doing it.
It's an interesting way it started. I started, like I mentioned, with the federal land bank, so I was doing ag lending.
Okay.
The market bust in my area, up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. It actually bust everywhere in the late 80s. So I went into the title business for a while. I got an insurance license. I did mortgage lending on the side. So because I had a lending career already with Federal Land Bank. So, and then I went out of the business. I went into medical sales and medical devices because there just wasn't a real estate market. It hadn't bounced back yet. And then it was probably 8 years later or 9 or 10 maybe, that I got back in it. And I look back and I go, what makes me so successful in doing what I was doing? And it's the fact that every aspect of what we do now involves lending, insurance, title business, and real estate. And I had done all of those, so I just put them all together in a package and say, here we are. Ask me a question, I can probably answer it about any of these items. Now, rules have changed, you know, in lending business and title and all that, but the basis is still there.
What advice do you give to agents when they're facing hard times with burnout, like it's been lately?
Don't look for brokers to give you leads. Don't look for other people that you don't know to give you leads. Your leads are your family, your friends, your relations, everyday people that you meet. That is your basis for finding business. It's not cold calling. Like I say, it's not asking your broker. It's not buying leads. I know a lot of people buy from various companies. It's not that. It's the relationships you develop and the relationships that you maintain long-term, and their friends and their sphere of influence will end up getting you enough business to survive the hard times and then enjoy the good times.
You're known as a survivor in many ways. Can you share how your personal journey has shaped the professional one?
Yeah, right after that great rush of 21, I guess I got so excited that year with all the sales and all the deals going on that I ended up in 22 having a heart attack. And then I had another one and another one. I think they all kind of grew together there until I was air flighted to Austin, and then went through surgeries, a lot of surgeries there, and then didn't really recover that much from it. And 2 to 3 months later, I got put on a heart transplant list in Houston. So I was down there 6 months and got a heart transplant 2 years ago in February, and thank the Lord and thank my wife for being by my side every day. And she was my rock, and of course Jesus is my rock number one, but my wife was number two, and we made it through it. And 2 years later, we're back going strong and trying to help everybody that we can.
You're young and now, so basically this whole community was rallying around you. Everybody has so much love for you. That was such a trying time for you, and I hope you felt that from
you know, that was one of the conditions that they had. When you get on a transplant list, you have to have support. And so when Debbie put out the word, we need support, everybody in my passes, all the churches, everybody that we knew, sent cards, flowers, letters. We got hundreds of them. The whole room was full of them. We had to give them away and disperse them to the entire hospital, flowers and food.
Oh, that's nice.
Because when I went to ICU for the transplant, I couldn't take them with me. So yeah, the support is one of the major things, along with a lot of other things. But the town support, everybody would come along and say, "We need to move to your town. What town? This is unbelievable."
Yes.
So thank you, Lampasas, for all the support.
So what we're gonna do now, it's time for Rockstar Realtor Rapid Fire. So
Okay.
you can't think about these, you just have to go with it when I say it. Okay?
All right.
All right. Coffee, wine, whiskey, or beer?
Coffee.
Good. Dream vacation spot?
The mountains.
Same. Go-to hype song or your favorite artist? Like what gets you going?
Classic vinyl.
Ooh, I love it.
Got to listen to them.
what
Along
is-
with the message station, the
Yes.
Christian contemporary and classic vinyl. They may clash, everybody thinks, but there's a lot of them that go together.
What's a hidden talent most people don't know you have?
I was a pretty good cowboy. I could handle cattle, horses, riding rodeos, show steers, pretty much anything to do with cattle.
You did rodeos.
I did all of that.
Awesome.
Now, nowadays, I don't really have that many hidden talents other than riding my zero-tilt lawn mower and mowing 2 acres.
Oh,
That's my
gosh.
hidden talent, man.
Oh my gosh.
That's one of the things I long for in the hospital. I said I got 2 things. I got to get back to golf and mowing my yard.
That
I
is
got to the
funny.
mowing yard, but I haven't got back to the golf yet.
Oh my gosh.
But I will.
Do you want to shout out your favorite local restaurant or business in Lampasas? Just give them some love.
You know what? One of my favorites is Ace Hardware. Can't pass that up. I go by it every time I go home. Always got to stop and get something
That's
and
true.
say hey to the girls in there. They're
Yeah.
all so friendly. So
They are.
shout out to Roland and that whole crew.
That's sweet. What's one thing that you never leave the house without?
My sunglasses. Nowadays I've got to have them.
I have
And my
sunglasses
sunscreen and my
rings.
long sleeve shirts. Ever since I got out of the hospital, I got to avoid that. So, yep, it's my
Absolutely.
winter wear and summer.
Thank you so much for not just being a pillar of this community and kind of helping everybody that comes along. I just appreciate that you did this interview with me.
I appreciate you guys. I mean, we've supported your company
Absolutely.
since the beginning when y'all came, and we're, you gotta have, what I found is you gotta have a good lender that you're gonna work with in this town. I mean, if you're gonna do real estate, that's the first thing. Go get pre-qualified.
Yes.
Call this person. They'll do it 24 hours a day. So I want to thank you for that because you've always been a blessing and always come through for our clients.
Well, that was sweet. Thank you so much. You made me cry. I love it because you're the one who kind of gave me the lone lady name. I told you about that. They'd come in from your office and say, I'm looking for the lone lady. I'm like, well, okay, that's me.
That's her.
Yeah, I do appreciate you. And
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate your whole team. I always have.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.